No, I worked with like, oh my gosh, I worked with like so many coaches. Chris Aceto, Hani Rambod, George Farah, Lane Norton, Milos, Neil Hill.
So do you think your coaching like style is like a combination of all those guys and then you just found your own?
I think it was just like a lot of experience, right? Like working with so many different people over like 10 years. Like I had so many coaches. I hired my first coach when I was probably like, my first show at 17 years old. So basically throughout all those years, I was just learning, trying different things, trying different techniques. So just, it was just like from 17 to 34 now. So it was like so many years of just learning. I mean, the last time I worked with a coach was, oh my gosh, probably like 2016. Milos was the last one. So yeah, just learning so many different methods and techniques, and then taking what I found worked for myself or worked for clients, yeah, I'm still learning. Like I still like Phil Viz, who's a part of HD Muscle. Him and I bounce back and forth on things. Another guy lately that I've been talking a lot with is Broderick Chavez. So always looking to learn more. So this is a pre-workout meal. I'm doing 100 grams of oatmeal, which is going to give me 80 grams of carbs. And I'm going to do a banana. So a pre-workout meal is a total of 100 grams of carbs. I do that pre and post-workout. I cook my oatmeal in the pot. I don't like I try to use the microwave the least amount possible. When I'm in prep and I'm hungry, I also like to use the stove with oatmeal just because I feel like you can like gauge the volume better, and if you want to like add a little more water and you want to make it a little bigger if you're starving, it's good for that. But I feel like if you cook it in the microwave, especially like your cream or rice, it just kind of like nukes it and makes it like small, where you can get a little more volume when you can gauge it, add water, stir it. And for protein, we're gonna be doing 7 ounces of chicken breast, and I always use a coconut oil spray. All my chicken breast I get sort of pre-cooked, delivered to my door once a week. I leave half of it out, freeze the rest, just so it's a little easier, more convenient. I still throw it in the pan to bring it back to life. Saves me from running to the grocery store and cooking it in bulk. I like to like rip it up in pieces. I don't know, some people like to cut it with scissors and cubes. I sort of tear the chicken, and I don't know, I just like the texture that way. I've been doing this for like 5 years, but before that I used to use a cutting board and cut it up in pieces raw and then cook it. So it's funny, like the little things you can do with preparing your meals that change the texture or the taste. What are you doing? You in the way? Penny's hilarious. I have an apple every day, and she doesn't know which meal it's with, so she just watches me to see if I'm gonna have my apple, because she absolutely loves apples. Pre-workout, I like to use oatmeal and banana. I feel like for a lot of my meals, I use white rice, but I just feel like the white rice burns up a little too fast. So I feel like the oatmeal, sustains me more energy throughout my workout. So I've been using that. Pre-workout. So I am 7 weeks out from the Canadian Nationals. I haven't competed in over 5 years. So here in Canada, that means I have to re-qualify for Nationals. So the reason why I picked this show, it just worked out timing-wise. I didn't really have too many other clients competing. And they had a qualifying show on the Friday, the day before, at the same venue. So it was kind of perfect. When they announced it, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do it again. This timing works out perfectly. Qualifying show on the Friday. So yeah, I'm 7 weeks out now. Started dieting at 16 or 15 weeks out, and I didn't have any cheat meals for like my first cheat meal was last Tuesday. I just feel like I needed a reset. It was like, oh my gosh, what was it, 8 weeks? I think it was 8 weeks without a cheat meal. So, you know, it's funny because in past years, the biggest thing that sort of set me back from getting into condition was like, I'm a huge foodie. I love food. And, you know, when my coaches would say like, oh yeah, go have a cheat meal, just have a burger and 1 order of fries. Completely my fault, but I would have 2 burgers and like 3 orders of fries. And it would take me like a week to just burn through that. So going into this prep, I knew that was one thing that I had to be very careful with. And I sort of told myself, I'm gonna do the least amount of cheats possible. So honestly, I did that one. I didn't go overboard. I had a burger, had fries, I had 1 cookie, and I felt good. I felt satisfied. I wasn't like, you know, previous years, I would just like uncontrollably, all I could think about was eating food, and I'd wake up the next morning thinking about food. But I feel like I've sort of got that out of my system, and yeah, it was kind of cool to have the cheat meal and not feel like that. Not feel like you're in control. So, but yeah, we're 7 weeks out. I just lowered my carbs today. So we'll see how it goes. I started my prep at like 247 pounds. This morning I was 245 pounds. So this entire time I haven't really lost too much weight, but my body composition has just been changing pretty drastically every week. Yeah, it's been, so the last update where I peeled down after the workout, you know, I was probably the same body weight I am today. So we'll see what I look like today after the workout. And with my oatmeal, I just use a little bit of stevia to sweeten it. And I always use a plate that might look and sound really weird. But the reason why I do that is just because I spread it out and it cools down a lot quicker. Because if I put it in a bowl, I gotta wait like 15 minutes for it to cool down because it's so scalding hot. And I'll cut my banana up, put it over top of the oatmeal. And can't forget, I use a 1/4 teaspoon of red and real salt on all my meals. I like to measure it. I use this little 1/4 teaspoon just because if I ever do need to make manipulations before the show, you know, everything's pretty precise and it's really easy to make any manipulations. So that is my pre-workout meal. I'll usually eat this 70 to 90 minutes before I train. Lately, until today, I have been doing intra-workout carbs. The Carb HD, I mix that with EAAs and some electrolytes. But today will be the first day that I'm not using Carb HD with my workout. So I'm a little nervous because I don't know if I'm going to get as pumped. But yeah, I got to make some adjustments. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. And if I feel like my workouts are suffering or my energy during my workouts are suffering, you know, I'll put it back in. So that's one thing in prep you got to remember, right? There's no point in lowering your calories and making all these crazy manipulations if, you know, your energy output or your intensity in the gym suffers and you're not working out as hard. You know, people go so low on calories, and then, like, you know, let's say on a normal day you're doing 9,000 steps a day or 10,000 steps a day, and then because you're so exhausted because your calories are so low, you're like moving around half as much. You're only doing 5,000 steps, and your workouts are suffering. You're not putting, you know, full intensity into your workouts. So then I feel like the metabolism is going to slow down. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you are, you know, preparing for a show, is to make sure your performance in the gym is really good. And another major thing that people don't pay attention to is like the quality of sleep. So they go such low calories, so then they're starving, their body can't calm down, relax, and they're not getting quality sleep. And that's another really important thing to pay attention to. Yeah, so I always, this is where I eat my meals, and this is also my office. Rachel has the office upstairs. So yeah, I eat my meals, do everything here on my computer, on my client updates, you know, anything I got to do. So welcome to my kitchen table in my office. We got to go by the warehouse because I'm fresh out of pre-HD. These are mine. Look good?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, nice, eh?
Squatting those.
Got them on sale. Okay, Penny, Carly, we'll see you guys later. All right, guys, so here we are at the HD Muscle Warehouse. I am stocking up on my products because I'm fresh out of pre-workout. Grabbing Pre-HD Ultra. I'm gonna be having 2 scoops of this 20 minutes before I train. This is the sour gummies flavor. One thing to remember, you've probably heard me say this before, but make sure that you always shake your products before you guys use them, especially pre-workouts, because a lot of the ingredients will settle differently. You know, when you open the pre-workout, you might notice there's some clumps from, you know, ingredients like glycerol. So it's always best to shake them up. Another thing, full shaker cup of water. Certain ingredients like the glycersize, which is glycerol, creatine, and a lot of the other ingredients in here, they work a lot better with water to hydrate the muscle. So I know a lot of people out there are, you know, doing the trendy dry scooping. But if you want to get the most out of your pre-workout,
I'm a rolling stone, 'cause I'm making ruckus wherever I go.
Yeah, so today, I mean, the last like probably 5 weeks, we've done supersets with chest. You guys have heard me say this before, but just because there's so much equipment, pure muscle, it's hard to pick only 4 or 5 exercises, so we've been supersetting. That way we can do like 10 different movements. But today, we're gonna be doing straight sets. Take it slow, build up until we get to a weight that's probably gonna be very, very challenging for like 8 reps. I can't say how heavy we're gonna go because the last 5 weeks, we were supersetting this with another exercise, which is gonna fatigue the muscle a lot quicker. So this is gonna be like our 4th set here, building up. So we'll see how this goes. On all the movements, weight is not the focus. We're trying to put as much force and as much emphasis as possible into, you know, stimulating the chest. So in this exercise here, what I'm thinking about when I lift it off is, you know, really pushing through the palms, really feeling the weight push into my palms hard, pushing my back hard against the pad. As I come down, letting my chest stretch. And when I push off, I'm pushing through the pad really hard and my sternum is lifted up and I'm pushing through my pecs. So a lot of people, when they do, you know, their presses, their shoulders end up coming up like this and they're doing this, and it's a lot in the shoulder. And I mean, that's probably how I hurt my shoulder years ago. So there's so much good information out there now, like our channel. You guys watch any of Mike Van Wyck's videos. I wish that was available to me 8 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago when I was coming up, because I'd have a lot less injuries today.
Wherever I go. They call me rebel, I'm a dangerous one. I'm a long lost soul, always on the run. They call me legend, call me renegade. They call me reckless, yeah, they all know my name. When I walk in, they get off their feet, 'cause I'm a black sheep.
No. I mean, when I was younger, I used Noah as like motivation to, like, you know, I knew, like, seeing him obviously being 4 years older than me, he was much stronger, he was much bigger. So it's like, for me growing up, I think it gives you some sort of extra confidence knowing that, like, oh, if that's your brother, I have the same genetics as him. So it helped me, like, believe that I could be that, or if I work harder, maybe I could be more than that. You know what I mean? So I would say, like, by the time I was, like, probably not till I was 20, I caught up in strength. We were about the same strength.
Yeah.
Right? Around 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know, you were 24.
Yeah.
I'd say we were around the same.
Oh, yeah,
but it
for
took
sure.
a while, like, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wish I had an older brother.
Yeah.
I probably would have been. I feel like I was, like, pretty complacent my whole life. It was like,
It totally changes your, like, everything's, like, I feel like perspective, or
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's all perspective. And when you have someone like that you're looking up to, or you're like comparing yourself to, or you want to like press them, or you're like, it's just someone that you're always like, you know, striving to like be like or be better, or like, you know what I mean? So it keeps, I feel like for the younger brother, it puts a different hunger in them when they have an older brother that's like doing it and doing well at it. And it just gives them I feel like it just gave me confidence. Like the whole, you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, no, I can see why. It's like, yeah, it's like having like a friend that's like a couple years older than you, or like,
yeah, and like whether like, and like the way you view your friend or your brother is like completely different than maybe how they feel.
No, I know.
When you view them, you're like, oh, they're the shit.
Yeah.
This person's the best. They're the strongest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it puts this confidence in you. We were gonna do the prime flat press, but Mike and Regan over there are hogging it. So we're gonna go with the Arsenal flat press today. We actually just got this piece in. It's a really cool design. I actually like this flat press. It's original Nebula design.
I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but his life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it small. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. I'm tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. Always be real, we don't fake it all. Tired of 9 to 5, just make enough to survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive? Busting out the scenes, time to live my dreams, do the things deep inside of me. This life continues when fighting me, but I don't have quitting inside of me. I will not jump in these boxes they throwing me. Talking to God and there's so much he's showing me, shaping me, growing me, taking me sowing seeds. A growing tree, y'all get a load of me. Yeah, don't let them slow on me. I get the bag like a grocery. I'm on my grind like I'm supposed to be, and I do not care if you notice me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. This isn't a robbery. Hands in the sky if you got a dream. Learn nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808s. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away.
So our next exercise is gonna be the New Tech M Torture plate loaded pec fly. It's kind of like a decline fly because it comes up and under. For anyone that wants help with equipment, we have Pure Muscle Athletics. So we distribute a lot of brands like Panada, Jim LeCaux, New Tech from Korea. We can help you guys with anything. We have great relationships with Atlantis, all companies. So we distribute flooring, whatever you're looking for, in tech strength. So like our dumbbells, the metal dumbbells you see, we can help you guys out with that. So anyone that wants help opening a gym or improving your gym, you know, please don't hesitate to reach out. This is our passion. We want to help you. We're gonna do a little bit of biceps. We'll just pick 3 exercises, 3 sets, total of 9 sets. This is the Panada, the new Panada curl. We always had the isolateral version. This is a new design they have. It's really good, it's really smooth, really good tension. Look at those hush puppies.
oh man, but there's like, luckily I have muscle because there's so much fat on my body that it's like
Belt-tightening perfectly. right, guys, so that's a wrap for today's workout. That was chest and biceps with my brother Noah. So we're just under 7 weeks out. We're gonna keep doing these videos once a week leading to the show. That way I can just show you guys sort of, you know, the day-to-day, what's going on, contest prep in the last 7 weeks. Like, things are starting to get really, really hard now. I would say the last like 7-8 days for me, like, really hit me hard. I'm like it's taking me a couple exercises to get into it. Feeling pretty tired, but that's to be expected. So I appreciate you guys following along. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the HD Muscle YouTube, please subscribe, like, and comment down below. Let us know what you guys want to see. You know, we want to show you guys more. If you guys want to see more cooking, more grocery shopping, whatever you want to see, comment down below. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.